Good morning. I just wanted to share part two of dealing with distraction with you today, sharing some of my thoughts on encouraging you as to some of the reasons why it's really good to push through. I still have those thoughts. I still have thoughts that seem to need my immediate attention just as I come to pray. But I was reading 2 Kings 3 and took an encouragement from Elisha. There was an interesting story going on. There was a battle and Israel needed some encouragement from God. Elisha took some time out and brought back a word of encouragement to the armies of Israel. They were really hungry and thirsty in the desert. They'd run out of water. And he said, bring your spades, just dig some trenches. And overnight, God miraculously filled the trenches. They were refreshed and they won that battle. And it just got me thinking, if Elisha, who could hear from God, took some time out to worship and pray, we can all do the same. And if we can do that, as we've been learning at CCBS for the last few years, that we can all hear from God, how can I do that? How can I hear from God for myself and those around me? And I had a couple of thoughts this week. One was that our yes to God, when we say yes to God's help, yes to his encouragement, yes to his strength, just yes to him, it's the joy that Jesus has is the same as a yes to a marriage proposal. And that just blew me away, that when I say yes to Jesus, he is that delighted. Also, when we bring our sacrifice of worship to him, he is delighted, just like that panel at, is it Britain's Got Talent with the golden buzzer? Jesus just presses that golden buzzer every time. There's no performance as we come to worship him. He receives our gratitude and our worship. And I felt there were 2 groups of people today that needed encouragement. One came to me as I was listening to Waymaker with Stephanie Gretzinger. I've been praying for something in my family for a long time, and I've begun to ask God, what's your take on this? And for the first time ever, I felt God say, I've got this. I've really got this. And I felt that there were some people this morning that needed to know that their prayers were heard and that God's got this. We can ask God, what's your take on it? I've prayed for this for a long time. And I felt that's an encouragement for some of you this morning, that God's got this. The other one was from, I asked God for a passage today, and it was Isaiah 54. And again, it was for those of you that may have been struggling for some time maybe. It was Isaiah 54 verse 11, and it talks about how God will rebuild us. It says, I will rebuild you with stones of turquoise, your foundations with lapis lazuli. I will make your battlements of rubies and gates of sparkling jewels, and all your walls of precious stones. And he talks about rebuilding us. It was talking about Zion there, but I really felt that this was an encouragement for you guys and for me today. It says in verse 17, this is a heritage of the servants of the Lord, and this is their vindication from me, declares the Lord. You can have a read of that yourself, but just take encouragement that God is with us. He's rebuilding us, and where we need his encouragement, it's there for us today. So I hope that that's encouraging for you. Do push through and keep pressing on in dealing with distraction. Thank you for letting me share. Bye for now.